This is the step-by-step video on how to make a rocket stove out of one number 10 can and 4 little soup cans. So we're going to start with the unit already completely built together. This pulls out. This is made out of one of the soup cans, and it's measured just to fit right inside of here, and these little flanges to stop it from going all the way in. This is the fuel rest, and underneath the air goes inside. So that's one can that you'll need. I'm going to tip this up here so you can see inside of here. You can see this other can from the outside goes in and goes into a third soup can that has a hole cut in the side. And then you may be able to see this right here is another, the fourth soup can. It's cut short and then it's split all the way up the side so it fits inside. It makes it like a chimney for the center there. So that's how that looks inside. Then we have the number 10 can with the bottom secured. We've cut the top off around the edge, and then we've cut a hole for the soup can to fit in the center. So those are all the components of the stove. And then underneath here we have our insulation. In this case we use sand just because it was available, and you can see I've taken this part out. This is the short can that goes on top, and without that the sand would fall inside, and this isn't high enough. So this allows us to kind of extend the chimney inside, and then this goes on top, and then you fill this in with vermiculite. Now this is vermiculite here. I just happened to use sand because I didn't know we had any, but my wife had this in the garden shed. This is a very lightweight, very kind of foamy. It has a lot of air in it, so it should actually work better as an insulator than sand, but vermiculite or ash or something that will help retain the heat is inside is what you're looking for. Well, I'm actually going to do a comparison later in another video comparing the thermal capabilities of sand versus vermiculite. But right now we're just going to dump all the sand and everything out and show you the individual components. Okay, so we've dumped the sand out from inside, and this is what it looks like inside the can without any insulation in there. So here's the part of can number 1, which we used for the fuel rest. Soup can number 2, soup can number 3. This is soup can number 4 that's got split all the way down and fits inside here. And then this is the lid that goes over the top. Okay, so here are all the components. And so to make this hole on this can, I simply took this can, lined it up, took a Sharpie just because it works well on metal, and just drew a hole. I used some regular tin snips, cut the hole as close as I could, probably a little bit smaller, and then very slowly made the hole larger to fit this can so the vermiculite doesn't spill out. So you want a nice tight fit for that can. And for the same thing here, you can see where I've had some of the Sharpie marks, and I just made it just so that the can fits inside. Did the same thing here, and here we just cut the can a little bit shorter. You can see it's, kind of make it fit for whatever you're using. This, when we cut a can and open it up on both ends, split it down the center like we did here, flatten it out, and then kept cutting it so it would fit nicely inside of here. Okay, and that's pretty much how you make a rocket stove. They work very well, and I've been very impressed. This is a great alternative cooking source. And so if you don't have propane or gas, or if you want to just take it camping, to use very, very little fuel, a few sticks and twigs, and you've got a rocket stove, and you can cook very, very well in it. Hope this helps. If you have any additional questions, I got all this information and this complete design from Wendy DeWitt's Sensible Food Storage DVD I bought online. One other thing I wanted to show you was I didn't measure to cut any of these holes here, but what I did is I used this first little groove as where I was going to start the hole, and then I used also the first little groove on this can here that goes inside. So what that does, it takes this can and it raises it off the bottom just a little bit, just like that, and it helps insulate from the bottom of this getting really hot and possibly damaging anything that it's sitting on. So if you just use the bottom ridge of the number 10 can, the bottom ridge of the soup can or pea can or olive can, whatever it is, then that'll keep it a little bit higher. Make sure you put some, when you start filling it up with ash or whatever your insulating component is, you get some underneath, and that'll keep this nice and cool. Just for safety reasons, I made sure that I left the lip on here. So I just used a regular can opener, open up this can, but I left the lip on here so it sticks. So this is a nice smooth edge, so possibly less damage when using the stove. And also on this little ledge, you can see that we have the lip of the can still on that too. When I assemble this, I put this in first, that goes in, and then I put this inside, just like that, and then I put those two together. Then I take the small can, and this goes right inside of that. I then fill it up with vermiculite and put the lid on, and I'm done. The only thing that I haven't done yet is I'm probably going to bend down some flanges, and that'll help hold this down, or possibly just drill some holes along the edge to allow air to get inside, because we need to have air coming in underneath the pan. You can see about how far below the top of the edge by this shadow, with the soot mark, that we had the can. So the vermiculite was probably a half inch or so below the edge. Okay, so I've put the rocket stove back together, and I put a piece of wadded up paper inside the chimney here to fill it up with vermiculite. I'm going to take this out, and this stopped all the vermiculite from pouring down the center. I made sure that I got some vermiculite underneath the cans down here at the bottom. And now I'm just take my lid here, put it on. Kind of hard to do holding the camera with one hand. And then it's set. I still think I think what I'm going to do right now is just go drill some holes here along the side, and that'll let some air come in. So there's the completed rocket stove. Let me put the little tray inside. And there we go. There's the rocket stove ready to go.